This habit in summer can cost your life. Find out what mistake most parents make with a stroller that can cause real tragedy. A pediatrician warns against this danger that few people know. As a precaution, parents can take actions that may on the contrary be detrimental to the safety of their children. In the summer, this habit can be fatal for a baby. A doctor launches the alert against the latter, which can be dangerous and fatal. During the summer, many parents cover the stroller with a swaddle to protect their baby from the sun. Yet this habit can be fatal as it turns the equipment into a real oven. It is therefore a gesture to be avoided during high temperatures. Svante Norgren, a pediatrician at the Stockholm Children's Hospital, launches the alert on this gesture that parents think they are doing to avoid sunstroke to their children, a heat stroke that can be recognized quickly. It starts to get very hot in the stroller, a bit like in a thermos, specifies the specialist. Before adding, air circulation is also very poor, and it is difficult to see the child when there is a blanket on the stroller. Convincing explanations for leaving a baby in the open when it is hot. Relayed by our colleagues from the British branch of the Huffington Post, this experience shows how dangerous it is to cover a stroller in summer. The latter was left in the sun from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. for 30 minutes. Her temperature rose to 34 degrees Celsius while without a blanket it was only 22 degrees Celsius. Hamd Khan, emergency physician at St. George Hospital, comments on these results, saying that he was not surprised and that this illustrated the consequences of this habit in summer. Babybanden, a brand of strollers also Swedish, also wanted to educate parents with a video posted on Facebook. Viewed more than 11 million times, this experiment led to the same results as the previous one. Without a blanket, baby equipment varies between 29 and 34 degrees Celsius, while with it can go to almost 39 degrees Celsius in a short period of time. A variation that can lead to hyperthermia, heat stroke that can be fatal. How to protect your baby from the heat? While protecting your child with a thin blanket can be fatal, it is always possible to alleviate the effects of the sun with other habits. You may prefer an umbrella as well as all the equipment to protect yourself against the heat: screen, sunglasses, hat or cap. Other safety measures. Avoid going out during the hottest temperatures with your baby, hydrate him enough and do not leave him alone in a car as this can have fatal consequences. So many essential actions to protect it from sunstroke but also heat strokes that are dangerous for the child. If this is already the case, the first steps help us to put him in the shade, give him a drink and cool his body with water or a ventilator before calling a doctor immediately. What is the furnace effect? Babies are particularly vulnerable to heat because, unlike adults, they do not have the same ability to regulate it. And for good reason. We have a natural thermostat mechanism triggered by part of the brain, the hypothalamus. This alerts us to the increase in temperatures and sends us the message to seek shade. It also activates perspiration, a protection that regulates body temperature to around 37 degrees. Conversely, babies struggle to maintain the latter and their water reserves are low, hence the furnace effect caused by a blanket, even thin. It is for this reason that we must be all the more careful by regularly monitoring the baby, who can communicate by different signs. In the event of sunstroke, the first symptoms according to Doctissimo are intense fatigue, high fever, crying and the appearance of dark circles. These signs usually precede loss of consciousness. It is important to take these symptoms into account because above 40.5 degrees Celsius, the prognosis is vital. It is therefore recommended to avoid the beach before the age of 1 year.